Hi everyone, it's a beautiful Saturday night. Hope all of you are doing fine. Today and last night have been quite rocky for our government in Tamil Nadu. In fact, I was pretty surprised. I was pretty sick since Thursday. After I came back from office on Thursday evening, I've been on bed, and last night, sometime around 8 o'clock, when I went to the television to watch some news, I was shocked by the news that was being aired by Sun TV, where this person who was supposed to be Tehelka's ex reporter, who has gathered some amount of evidence against what has been the real ploy in the killings related to Kodanad Estate. So I was a little shocked about what was going on, but then I really didn't think that it would be of a great importance. Then just came and I slept off again today morning when I felt a little better, and when I went back to the television to watch what's happening, when this was being raised up as a very critical thing, and when I happened to watch various videos related to it. I mean, not generally those speculative videos, but so far those published videos on TV channels, because those that are published solely online are really unverifiable, and at the same time, uh, there is no censor, where, or there is no accountability for those videos and for those video makers. So I don't rely on those, but for those that have been published on TV, not that all of them are really true news and news videos, but then there are plenty of fake news, but then at least you can call out. So I had watched Sun TV's reports again, and a few other TV's reports like News 7 and Puriya Thalangarai and so on. So it is quite interesting, where the chief minister is being accused of being the mastermind behind all those incidents which are being related to Kodanad Estate, where the watchman was killed, and then there were subsequent deaths that occurred, and now they are being termed as well-planned murders, and it was also termed as a well-planned robbery. Of course, then when the police happened to say that they have apprehended the robbers, and they've confiscated whatever they stole from the Kodanad Estate, when we got to know that it was just a watch, it was just a few watches and a crystal statue. It was very much questionable on the authenticity of such a claim which is coming from the police department, because why would someone, I mean, I've honestly not seen the Kodanad Estate, but then I have people who've been there, my uncle's been there, and according to his description, it's a mighty place, and for people to have risked themselves, to have gone into such a mighty and a very significant place in the history of Tamil Nadu, and to have come out stealing some watches and a crystal statue, didn't really make much of sense. But now, we kind are able to understand a lot of things about what has been happening, or what did happen, and we must thank this guy, from Tehelka. At least see, we really can't. He does say that he's come up with a lot of evidences. He's collated a lot of evidences based on people's confessions and so on. But then everything needs to be proved. But then his argument, and the videos, and the people who appear in it are really convincing. Point number one. Point number two, yes, we still have to wait for how this is going to be proved, or who is going to take the in charge on the investigation case, the robbery case, those who are still alive, those who are involved. And he happened to collect a lot of evidence related, which is relating and which is also pinpointing at the CM's direct involvement in such a miserable thing. This is a massive case. I mean, this guy, Erapadi K. Palaniswamy is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and right now, when there is a CD being released where there are umpteen number of accusations on the CM, whilst these are being supported by confessions of those who are said to have been involved. So when all these are happening, DMK boss, what he's doing is that he's saying that he's going to approach the court, and he's going to file cases against the government. And at the same time, what has been done is the chief minister has asked the city police commissioner to look into the matters. Guys, I mean, first and foremostly, the question is, will there be any truth which will really come out regarding what had happened in Kodanad? Because as far as I can remember, a lot of fingers were being pointed out at Sasikala and her family members on this could have been staged by them. But now a very different version is coming out. And even if you see relating to Jayalalitha's death, the dispositions the depositions by various doctors from Apollo and various partakers of the particular situation and the particular event. If you did hear those, or if you did read about it anywhere, I did read it in the post posted by Wire on Facebook. It is very clear that there is not really much of mystery in it. It was more of a normal situation where she was being admitted for ill health, and she was being treated. So similarly, if you can see here, there is a situation where it is very clear that it was not Sasikala and her family, her relatives who are not even close to what had happened at this one Kodanad, but it is rather someone else. So there are plenty of diversionary tactics which are being adopted by various parties, who are both in the ruling of the state and in the ruling of the center as well. Because right now, speaking about this Kodanad issue, how is it even possible to get any bit of truth to come out? Okay, this allegation has come up. It's kind of a strong allegation where it is being supported by a lot of confessions. Okay, now to really prove this to be true, there needs to be an independent jury. Now, guys, let's understand one thing. We live in a democracy, and we have a democratically elected government both in the state and center. So, which basically means they have enormous power, because that is what democracy is all about. The government, which is being elected by the people, has superseding powers. I mean, it has a lot of powers. Maybe if I've used the wrong word, please forgive me, but it has enormously, unfathomable amount of powers. So here, be it a judiciary, or be it a police inquiry, or be it the CBI, or be it any independent organization that is going to investigate this particular Kodanad related deaths, well, the outcome of it is really questionable, because the point is, there are many situations where both the powers from Delhi and the state's government are capable enough to intervene and to manipulate. I mean, this is not something which is new. We've seen it from time immemorial. It's something which is very known to most of us. We come across this on everyday basis, thanks to what we hear and what we see and what we read in the newspapers. So this is nothing that is new at all. So whatever is going to happen in terms of an inquiry, these inquiries can be disturbed by both the state and center. Because if it's going to be a CBI, okay, let's say Stalin wants a CBI inquiry or a special committee inquiry, which is going to be constituting the judges from the Supreme Court, or maybe from any other high court in India, or maybe from the maybe also judges from the Madras High Court. However it is, it's not like anyone and everyone is all completely pure, is all completely immaculate. Anyone in today's India is approachable. Let's not forget that. And approachable in the sense that you can approach them for a favorable result, and what happens in between and how you achieve that is something which goes without saying. So this is the situation in which we live today. So Stalin, he is asking for a independent inquiry by the judiciary, and he is going to approach the court and so on, and that's how it is going so far. So my point here is, this is a situation. This is a massive allegation against the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, the sitting Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and here someone has really come up. I mean, I've really not heard of anyone being, accused, any sitting Chief Minister. I mean, at least since when I've been watching the news, maybe for the past 15 years, I've not really heard anyone being directly accused of a murder of someone. Not a single chief minister. The three people who've been there in the seat so far have been Jayalalitha, Karunanidhi, and OPS. We have not heard of them. I'm not trying to say that they're all completely innocent and they wouldn't have done anything which is similar to this. But then what I'm trying to say is no one has come to the public domain accusing any of these who've been chief ministers of murder charges, of having instigated a murder, or being a key person in a murder which had happened. So this is a very, very, very serious allegation, and it is very disappointing to see Mr. Stalin and the DMK going not so hard on it. I mean, this is a situation where you have to rise up from your seat, and you really have to get onto the roll, and you have to really stage a protest, because the sitting chief minister is being accused of a murder, and not just one single murder, but of a chain of events starting from a robbery to a murder of the driver, and to the murder of another family, and many more. So here is a mystery which is sort of being unraveled by situational participants, and even more important is the timing of the mystery. So right now, what as an ordinary person of Tamil Nadu, as an ordinary citizen of Tamil Nadu, who is an onlooker at the state of the events, and the kind of events which are happening, I would rather be very happy to see the opposition party take a lead and get onto the road with a very aggressive demonstration, where they demand the resignation of the chief minister and ask him to face court trial as someone who does not hold any position. That is basically something which one should do as an opposition party. They should rather be demanding it in such a strong and in an aggressive way. They can't just call for a news conference every time and say, hey, we ask for a independent judicial inquiry, or we ask for a CBI inquiry, or we ask for committee to probe the matter. I mean, it is a well-known fact, guys. I mean, one cannot deny the fact that any of these committees are the problem today is we all know that the state and center are holding each other's hands. They are in a very strongly bound union. So in this case, we know that whichever committee is going to take up the issue, the fact of the matter is it will go on for some time, and no one really can assure that there will be a very honest verdict until unless some key people who are being accused are let off from their key positions. For example, if the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is going to hold his position, while if there is any investigation is going on, which is involving him, you can very clearly see the outcome of it, which is basically something that will go against him. Even if you see Sasikala and Jayalalitha's, disproportionate assets case, until Jayalalitha was there, she was being convicted and then she was being released. There was no permanent conviction of Jayalalitha, but then after her death, the Supreme Court totally convicts Sasikala and it keeps her, behind bars. Whereas Jayalalitha did not really have that permanent kind of judgment. There are always judgments, and those were overruled by the top court because of various political influences. So, guys, this is not just one case where someone really comes out because of political influences. Obviously, whether you're a ruling party or you're going to be the opposition party, it is a fact that everyone has links flowing through under the table. Like, if in case you have watched the movie Nota, you can very clearly see that the chief minister and the opposition leader work together. So I'm not trying to say it's the same situation here. It was just an an example which I would try to put forward. So as I keep telling you, there are enough and more links that can flow under the table, and it's just that we are too common enough to be called common people who really can't understand these things. Of course, there are many who have been in the bureaucracy who definitely acknowledge what I'm trying to say. But right now is a time where the opposition party leader should have rather come to the streets protesting and asking for the resignation of the chief minister and demanding he face a fair trial by a really potent jury, which is going to be comprising of whoever it should. It is really unfair to see that no one's really taking a strong stand, and as the member of the public, I really feel like it is a big letdown by the opposition party, and it's a insult by the government on democracy, because as people we are just being smeared with what I can call as feces, because I'm not able to conceive a better word, since the kind of situation that is prevailing in the state is pretty stinking and pretty undigestible. It is reaching lows that we've not seen in many years. I mean, I did not live during the days of Kodanad and MJR, where they crossed their swords. Apparently, I'm living today, so I can see things go really deep below, and every nonsense really unfolding in front of us. As we public watch at these things, look at these things. So certainly this is a very unfortunate situation where all of the political fraternity has let us down. Yes, you can ask me, so what is Dinakaran doing? Why is he not coming to the streets to protest this incident? Well, honestly, comparing Dinakaran and MK Stalin, it is a very clear fact that DMK right now is a bigger party and has a much bigger outreach. So as a opposition party with maximum number of MLAs in the legislative assembly, it is rightfully the responsibility of the opposition party, the primary opposition party, to do something which is effective enough to bring justice, or to rather bring to light the real situation. But looks like they are rather letting it slip off their hands. Had it been Karnataka, yes, as we've always been discussing ever since his demise, it could have been a totally different thing. Had it been Karnataka, he could have grabbed this opportunity with both hands, and he could have exploited it to the best, where perhaps we might see a very different situation today, where maybe Rapadi K. Palaniswamy would have resigned. This could have been the case had Karnataka been active, but unfortunately he isn't around. So this can only be a speculation, but unfortunately what is rather prevailing is much more disheartening. So guys, let's really wake up to this situation which we are facing, where both the primary opposition party and the party in power are absolutely, as our famous Tughlaq Gurumurthy said, important. Thank you very much for watching my video. Appreciate your viewership. Thank you very much. Bye bye.